Hey, what is up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're either, hanging out with your dad or your mom, your brother, uh, hunting, eating turkey, playing video games, whatever. Uh, just as long as you're having fun on this nice holiday. For me, I ran out of coffee creamer, so I'm a little upset about that. I can get one last cup of coffee with a little bit of creamer, but that's not going to be the best cup of coffee I've ever had. Um, I do have chocolate though. I can melt some chocolate in there, and that's probably what I'm going to go with. But you don't want to hear about that. What's my topic today? Well, it's about I don't know. So let me go look really quick. Alright, so I didn't want to make this a long one, but I will be helping you make your first webcomic because I've made one in beta and I've taken it down because oh my god, I'm sorry. Because I am putting the actual one up pretty soon, December 23rd. If you want to go check that out on Line Webtoon, Fantasy Gears slash linewebtoon.com or tapastic slash fantasygears.com. So, anyway, what you want to do, the first thing you want to do is come up with an idea, of course. I know everyone's probably been telling you that. And I'm going to tell you most of the same things. So, if you want to skip ahead, I'll put a timestamp to any specific things you want to do. So, but the first thing is come up with an idea and make sure it's something that you care about, something you're passionate about, something you want to write and draw about. If you're the artist and the writer, so if you're not the writer and you're the artist, make sure you're passionate about the project as well. Don't get into it if you don't want to do it. If you do want to do it, work really closely with the writer and ask him or her, what does this scene mean? And it's okay to ask for visuals, like visually, what is this character doing? What is the setting? And that's the second point: is come up with a setting, some kind of environment, something. Make up some lore, that makes the environment possible, like magic or alchemy or something. What's the background of your characters and this story? Um, and I already told you to come up with an idea. So we have an idea, and of course we have a setting. We have characters, right? Now we need to come up with a script, which is the story, and make sure, even if it's bad, write it from beginning to end. Okay, just beginning, middle, end. Have an intro. Uh, like I said, even if it's bad, just keep going, don't stop, and then that's your first draft. And then you can go look back at it and say, okay, I want to change this, I want to change that, I want to change all these little parts that don't make sense. And then from there, you'll get your second draft, and you might notice that it's not as refined as you want it to be. And once you do that, you can even consult with the writer or consult with another person, someone who can just read it to you and give you their opinion. And once once they give you that opinion, take that into consideration. Don't just ignore it. Um, Find whatever it is that's not making sense and fix it. That's just practical storytelling. But yeah, so you have the story, art, characters, setting, and your idea. Okay, so remember, your initial idea, it can change, but you mainly want to stick with whatever that great idea was in the first place. So that's, for me, that's basically, I don't want to say the plot, but I think it is. So you don't have to take my word for it on that, but it could be, a plot you have in mind. For some people, it's just a piece of art they have in their hand that they want to finish, and they eventually want to get to that point in the story. So that's another version of plot in my head, from my opinion. Anyway, yeah, then the next thing you want to do is figure out who wants to look at this kind of art, who wants to read this kind of story, and then figure out which platform, like Line Webtoon, Tapastic, Go Comics, wherever there's an audience for your type of comic book, you want to post there. Once the storyline is written out, and you're working on drawings and panels and stuff, then you want to figure out where to upload to. The only thing you really need to do is draw thumbnails, which is again the drawing version of an idea, and then sketch those out, and what was I gonna say? Sketch those out, and then do the storyboards. You're gonna want to sketch the storyboards out, as in 1, 2, 3, what is gonna happen in those shots or angles, or those pieces of content that you're gonna reveal to your audience. Tell them a story in sequence and decide what kind of storytelling visually you want to do. Like for me, right now it's left to right, and people say it's the left to right or right to left rule. Is basically whatever direction you pick, you stick with that through the entire story. So that's what I'm gonna do in the first episode, and the rest of the story is left to right. And that doesn't just mean the reading order; it means like the characters, what angle do we see them from, you know, what sequences happen from left to right. If you want more information on that, there's a bunch of artists that talk about it. I can refer to it in some links below, and I'll put that as well. So anyway, that's all I really had to say. I usually only have 5 minutes of recording, and then it runs out. So sorry if it cut out and then I started again. That's just a me thing. Nothing's wrong with your audio. It's just my setup. I'm not really prepared to do more than 5 minutes of audio, and it's on a app that's free. So if you want to know more about that, I'll tell you about that. But in another case, okay, so we got the storyboards down. After you do storyboards, you're gonna want to finalize the artwork, the pieces that you're going to eventually show to people before you upload. And that doesn't just mean, polishing it up. It means marketing it in a way where people will tap on your icon, or they will come over and try and look at what you're doing and understand what's the story about. Get them to click on the icon so that your description is right next to it. And when they see the description, that's when they decide ultimately, do I want to read this? But make sure they're tapping on the icon in the first place. That's the first thing. For me, my influence was games. I love gaming. I love playing video games. So the title looks a little bit like when you open the menu on a video game, and there's a flash of light going across the title. It kind of looks like that. And that was my influence for that. If you have ideas like that, I would implement them, because that has something, brings something more to the table that other comic books aren't doing. So do something, something you like, add it in. Doesn't matter what it is, but as long as you love that thing, I'm pretty sure it'll come out great. So happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays. I'll see you guys next time.